there's a demand for comedian Tony Hinchcliffe to apologize for the George Floyd joke that he cracked while participating in Kevin Hart's roast, or the roast of Kevin Hart. I don't think this guy's going to apologize. And if he does not apologize, I think it's going to open even more doors for comedians to be belligerent in this particular political atmosphere. There's a lot of racial tension going on. This is going to open a door of unwanted jokes. And I think particularly they're going to be targeted at Black people. Let's just get into it. What's up, ladies and gents? Social Nurse here. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate your time. Reverend lawyer activist Nekima Levy Armstrong is in the news again. We know that she's been in the news over the years. Right now, there's a court case against her for just protesting in a church that she did not belong to, right? You've heard about it out there in Minnesota, right? All kinds of stuff going on. Minnesota, we know about the George Floyd incident. That policeman is in jail, living a wretched life in there, right? And he was convicted for causing the fatality of George Floyd. We know what happened. If you don't, look it up. But why is Nekima Levy Armstrong in the news again? Well, I saw a clip of her talking, and she wants that comedian that performed at the Kevin Hart roast to apologize for that awful joke about George Floyd. My opinion is that the joke was tasteless. It was awful. When I heard the joke, I didn't laugh at all. I was kind of thrown back by it, right? It wasn't funny to me, but apparently to some people, including Kevin Hart, it was funny. People are coming down on Kevin Hart as well for finding joy in the joke. I'm not sure how to phrase it, but Nekima Levy Armstrong is, as usual, outraged by, what she perceives as anti-George Floyd or anti-Black Lives Matter rhetoric, right? I don't celebrate the disparity of anyone. I do not celebrate fatalities or bad outcomes. I just don't. So I certainly do not find the passing in the way that George Floyd went out of this world something to joke about. I just don't. That's my personal way of thinking and believing. If it wasn't George Floyd, if it was some other person that wasn't Black, I still would not find it to be something to joke about. But Tony Hinchcliffe found a way to make a joke out of George Floyd's passing. Netflix, the roast of Kevin Hart. And I think that, these people that roast and tell jokes can be quite brutal, right? And typically I think the person that is being roasted should be at the butt end of the joke and the person that is belittled during this joking process. So I don't watch a lot of these types of roasts, but I might be wrong. Isn't it odd to make fun of someone that doesn't have anything to do with the roast? Shouldn't it be targeted at the person who's being roasted? At any rate, Black Lives Matter organizers and community leaders in Minneapolis are demanding a public apology from comedian Tony Hinchcliffe because of that joke he told at the roast of Kevin Hart. And I'm not going to repeat the joke. You can look it up, but he referenced the "I can't breathe" statement that George Floyd made, and this man Tony Hinchcliffe incorporated it into his joke. So, to my knowledge, Hinchcliffe has not apologized. He hasn't apologized, and I'm not sure that he will. I think in this climate, we know there's tension here in the United States based on ethnicity and racial lines, and I don't think this atmosphere mandates that he complies with Black Lives Matter's requests. Maybe years ago, but not now. Now, I don't think it helps that Black Lives Matter different organizers, have been accused of mishandling funds and buying properties and doing things with donations to benefit themselves. Not necessarily this Nekima Levy Armstrong, not necessarily her, but other organizers, right? So they put a stain on Black Lives Matter. The people on the ground, like actual protesters, A lot of them, I believe, these non-organizers, just protesters during that time where people were out there protesting, they really believed in the cause. But like many things, sometimes the people at the top are the people that put a stain on organizations, right? I'm not sure that this guy will apologize. In addition to an apology from Hinchcliffe being requested, these activists are demanding a public statement from Kevin Hart and accountability from Netflix. Black Lives Matter community leaders out there in Minneapolis, and again, I saw Levy Armstrong talking about this, but they call the George Floyd joke by Hinchcliffe reckless, demeaning, and highly insensitive to victims of police violence, huh? Right? So we know that Levy Armstrong is someone that's been in the news lately, right? She's that lady that led that protest out there in Minnesota in that church that she's not a member of, right? Upset with that church having a member preacher that supposedly controls some sort of ICE facility out there in Minnesota. This lady always comes off as upset and disgruntled. I think the work that she does causes her to kind of have a facial affect of just being unhappy. I've never seen this lady not look disgusted in the face, right? And I don't know, she'll probably continue to do her work if she's not in jail. If they don't put her in jail and convict her for going into the church, having a seat, pretending to be a worshiper, then doing what they did in there. So Tony Hinchcliffe, I think the joke was tasteless, but I'm not sure that this man is going to comply with the demands of Levy Armstrong and Black Lives Matter. He probably doesn't feel any kind of way about his joke, other than, in his opinion, it was probably a good joke, right? Kevin Hart, I don't know, right? Excuse me. I don't know if Kevin Hart will say anything. He may be forced by this demand to come out and just say he apologizes for laughing at the joke, because he did laugh at it. I don't know how he would apologize, but if he does, he should keep it really short and simple. What are your thoughts, social nerds?